इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का रूल ही धोनी को सरवाइव कराने के लिए बनाया गया था. दैट्स द फीलिंग ऑफ इट. ऐसा नहीं कह रहा मैं कि इसकी वजह से ही बनाया गया था, बट दैट वाज द फीलिंग व्हेन दिस रूल केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस कि आपको धोनी को अराउंड रखना है. यू वांट टू मेंटेन द व्यूअरशिप. केकेआर की हालत देख लो, 25 करोड़ कैमरन ग्रीन पे स्पेंड करे, एंड वंस ही वाज नॉट bowling for a couple of games, people went bonkers. Let go of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Like every player that I loved in that franchise was literally kicked out, despite the fact that they gave you 6-7 years, won you a title. Even then, you kicked them out. I think we could see the same final we saw last year.
Okay, that is PBKs versus RCB.
I think RCB and PBKs could be in the final, but this time around, RCB might lose the final.
The IPL 2026 season is up and running, and there's plenty of things that are already happening at this moment in IPL 2026. Each teams have played 4 games, and it seems like the perfect time to analyze each of them. And for that, it gets a little bit boring if it's only me who is speaking about cricket. So that is why I've got a fellow buddy alongside me, a sports journalist and a Real Madrid fan as well. As you can see, he's donning the t-shirt, and joining by my side is none other than sports spectator Badal Pareek. In Instagram, you will find him as Sports Spectator. Welcome, Badal. After a long time catching you, it's always pleasure.
Yeah, it's always pleasure. And when we are talking cricket, it's even better because we don't really agree to a majority of the things we speak on.
Yeah, it's always great to have debates around cricket, isn't it? It's better for learning purpose as well. And without further ado, I'd like to straight away jump into the main mudda, जो कि है हमारे IPL से related, and that is Rajasthan Royals sitting at the top alongside Punjab Kings. The points table, if you have a look at, we'll start off with the ones जो कि ऊपर में है, and that is RR and PBKs. Rajasthan Royals. Do you think that you yourself come hail from Rajasthan as well, Badal? तो तुम्हें क्या लगता है? How is the team performing this year?
I kind of hail from Rajasthan as well as Assam, so I'm basically the supporter of the captain as well as the team.
Yeah,
but yeah, jokes aside, I'll be honest. Rajasthan Royals has surprised 90% of the people. I don't really think anyone expected them to win 4 in a row and sit top of the table, given Riyan Parag's captaincy record prior to this wasn't that great. See, I have backed him as a captain from the start, but last year when he was captaining, the record was not even good enough. So for him to come in and win 4 on a row, that speaks volume about his character. But to be very honest, these are very early signs, and you can't really say that Rajasthan Royals is going to dominate the tournament.
And going by the history of Rajasthan Royals, they have this, it's a trend, it's a pattern for them कि पहले शुरुआत में तो मैचेस जीतते रहते हैं, बट जो सेकंड हाफ होता है ना, पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है, स्पेशली अंडर संजू सैमसन कैप्टेंसी जब वो थे, तो लाइक दे यूज्ड टू लूज अ लॉट ऑफ मैचेस इन द सेकंड हाफ. So as a RR fan, you would not want that to happen, any RR fan. But do you think that Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Yashasvi Jaiswal and Dhruv Jurel, the top 3, is carrying the team forward? Like if you look at the last few games, they have scored the majority of runs. And bowling में भी अच्छा काम किया. I mean, Ravi Bishnoi, he has revamped himself, and he seems like he's remodified and got a newer version of himself. So what is your take, Badal?
See, my issue with Rajasthan Royals is that they are light towards the lower middle order. And to be very honest, Shimron Hetmeyer hasn't been the usual Hetmeyer for, I guess, the last 2 seasons. He hasn't really clicked the manner in which he should. And he's overpaid at this point in time. So unless he does something towards the back end of the tournament, I don't see Rajasthan Royals winning the IPL. And that is simply because you need a lower middle order. Actually, you need an entire balanced team. And on top of that, you need a bench strength that can come in these days. Because impact player से पहले अगर आपके पास एक balanced 11 होता था, काम चल जाता था. But in today's time, you need a proper balanced team and a decent bench to go the distance. So that is why a team like Punjab Kings looks better than Rajasthan Royals. But yeah, given the kind of start they've had, they'll easily make it into the top 4, because all they need to do now is win 3 to 4 more games.
Yeah, and that's quite easy, Out of 10 remaining games, you need to win just around 4 or 5 games. 3 से भी काम चल सकते. Depends how the tournament.
Will be more than enough.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because they take 18 points.
Yeah, and you mentioned about Punjab Kings, Badal, and that was the next team that was coming to Punjab Kings. I mean, they have been surreal, and since the time Shreyas Iyer and Ricky Ponting, even in your video, तूने बताया how their the duo has been working so well for Punjab Kings, and it's a different Punjab. Like कुछ साल से वो लोग playoffs के आसपास भी नहीं थे, and now it seems like they are one of the tournament favorites to win the title.
Yeah, look at that team. Look at the kind of balance they have, and especially look at the bowling attack. You have Arshdeep Singh, Yuzvendra Chahal, you have Marco Jansen. So you have some top quality bowlers, and on top of that, like, will you believe that you have paid 25% of the entire fee, entire purse to Shreyas Iyer? Does it look that way?
Yeah,
क्योंकि जब वो खेलने आता है देख के
exactly.
ऐसा लगता भी नहीं है कि he has the pressure of being the highest paid player or one of the highest paid player in the tournament. He is leading in such fine fashion. और ये जो ये अय्यर पॉन्टिंग का कॉम्बिनेशन है ना, ये दिल्ली के टाइम से चलता आ रहा था. ये सबको उस टाइम पे ही
Exactly.
दिख गया था कि this combination works very well. I don't really know why they went separate ways. Even after they went separate ways, Gambhir
Hmm.
and Iyer won the IPL. So Iyer
Yeah,
has something special about him. तो ऐसे में why did KKR let him go? ये सवाल तो हमें शाहरुख और उसके सपोर्ट सॉरी उसके
Ricky
साथ जो काम
Ponting.
करते हैं उनसे
Yeah.
पूछना पड़ेगा because this has to be some internal rift or something. And apart from that, nothing makes sense. क्योंकि अगर उसने 25-30 करोड़ भी मांगे होते ना मैं दे देता क्योंकि he's an IPL winning captain, man.
Exactly. And उसी सीजन आई मीन दे वर गिविंग वेंकटेश अय्यर समवट आई मीन अ हेफ्टी अमाउंट राइट तो श्रेयस अय्यर को भी आप दे सकते थे बट अगेन आई मीन मुझे नहीं लगता कि दे प्रेडिक्टेड कि श्रेयस अय्यर इतना जा सकता था आई मीन इन द ऑक्शन अगेन आई मीन इट वाज अ टफ डिसीजन फॉर देम
Yeah,
एज वेल बट
they can't really predict ना क्योंकि जिस तरीके से एलएसजी ने और दूसरी टीम कौन थी द अदर टीम या पंजाब जिस तरीके से पंजाब और एलएसजी ने अपने प्लेयर्स रिलीज करे थे जो पर्स उनके पास था उसकी वजह से ही द अमाउंट वेंट दैट फार क्योंकि अगर वो कम प्लेयर्स
डेफिनेटली
रिलीज करते उनके पास पर्स कम होता तो फिर बिडिंग वार भी थोड़ा लोअर रेंज पे होता बट दे हैड द मनी सो दे वेंट वाइल्ड एंड एलएसजी ओके विल लीव देम फॉर लेटर
yeah we'll leave them for later but
what's
coming
your
I
take
mean
on Punjab team?
like Punjab Kings I
What's your
feel
take on
they are
Punjab
really
teams?
doing well.
Yeah,
Yeah, Shreyas Iyer. I think
they've been a
like you
dominant
revolve, the
force,
team
man.
is revolving around Shreyas Iyer. I mean, the best thing is that apart from his captaincy, the time and situation where he's coming out to bat, और उस टाइम में वो जैसे अपना इनिंग्स को बिल्ड कर रहा है सिचुएशन के हिसाब से खेल रहा है आई मीन दैट इज समथिंग इवन रवि अश्विन वाज टेलिंग द अदर डे ऑन एक्स आई मीन दैट इज समथिंग दैट्स ब्रिलियंट यू नो क्योंकि T20 में वो जो टेम्पो दिखाना कब कैसे एडजस्ट होना है किस कंडीशन में मुझे स्विच करना है किस बॉलर को टारगेट करना है कहां पे कौन सा फील्ड में that is a masterclass in itself. And Shreyas Iyer as a number four, he's doing super work, I have to say.
And
And
despite that, he's not playing in the Indian team.
yeah, and that is how Indian team works. You know, competition itna zyada. Even you look at Rajat Patidar the other way. RCB, the next team that's up is
Yeah.
RCB. Kitna badhiya khel Rajat Patidar. I mean, he's in the top five. And the thing is, he's playing fearless cricket, and he's also showcasing maturity with that. Cap lead kar raha hai team. You know, you are succeeding Faf du Plessis, who is succeeding Virat Kohli. Itna huge fan base RCB ka, and then you win a trophy. 17 साल का जो breach you breach that drought and then I mean it's awesome from Rajat Patidar. RCB again. Do you think that they're going to defend the title this year?
High chances that they could be in the finals. Defending the title, I don't really know. Not really sure just yet. Because it depends यार आपकी टीम कॉम्बिनेशन किस तरीके से रहती है आप क्या चेंजेस करते हो ऑन द वे अगर आप सेम कोर के साथ चलते हो देयर आर चांसेस दैट यू कुड डिफेंड इट लेकिन देयर आर चांसेस कि एक दो प्लेयर के फॉर्म भी ऊपर नीचे होते हैं ना तो फ्रेंचाइजेस टेंड टू मेक चेंजेस और खास करके आरसीबी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ ऐसा है ना कि यू आर टेम्पटेड कि तुम बैथल को कहीं से खिला दो तुम हेजलवुड डफी को साथ में खिला दो मतलब तुम कुछ तो करो नया बट या आरसीबी और रजत पाटीदार के केस में क्या हुआ ना आई थिंक विराट कोहली के लिए हम बोलते हैं कि ही हैज गॉट द मंकी बैक ऑफ हिज बैक नाउ बट रजत पाटीदार को देख के लगता है कि ही टेक्स प्राइड इन द फैक्ट दैट ही लेड दीज गाइज टू द टाइटल सो नाउ व्हेन ही वॉक्स आउट विद एक्सट्रीम कॉन्फिडेंस मतलब 4 मैचेस खेले हैं चारों में अच्छे नॉक्स हैं उसमें से 3 में 250 प्लस स्ट्राइक रेट लाइक हाउ इज ही डूइंग दैट मतलब did you expect Rajat Patidar to do this? Like 3 years or 4 years back ना हम रजत पाटीदार का नाम इस लेवल पे डिस्कस भी नहीं कर रहे होते थे he's that big a star or he's going to be. He was just another Indian domestic player playing in the IPL, and then you get the captaincy, and a few years down the line, at just 32, I mean, because he still has 4 to 5 years left in his career. So he's peaked at just the right time. But will it be enough to get him into the Indian team? Again, Surya Kumar Yadav, then you have Shreyas Iyer, then you have Rajat Patidar.
Tilak
So
Verma
yeah,
as
he's
well.
doing
Yeah.
himself like a lot of favor by playing. Tilak Verma, yeah, Tilak Verma will be there. He'll not be out of the team anytime soon. That's what I feel.
Exactly.
Given the age that
Even
he
same.
is of,
Last one.
the Indian team should back him irrespective of the results. Like वो फर्स्ट डाउन खेल रहा है तो उसको
Definitely.
फर्स्ट डाउन ही खेलते रहने दो. एंड टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट 36 पे
Right.
सूर्य कुमार यादव की जो एवरेज है दैट इज नॉट ग्रेट.
And since becoming captain, Surya hasn't really done that great a thing. और ऊपर से तो उसका, I mean, in big matches, Surya doesn't perform. That's a big debate as well. But we'll not talk about Indian team right now. We'll straight jump to the point of IPL. And so we're switching our attention towards the bottom three teams. I mean, when you talk about titles in IPL, there are three teams that stand at the top: CSK, Mumbai, and KKR. And but this year has been very different for them. I mean, जो तीन teams से they are reeling at the bottom half of the table. And firstly, coming to Mumbai Indians, तुम्हें क्या लगता है बादल? Like, what really has gone wrong with them? पहला मैच तो जीता है, surprisingly this year they won the first game, but the next three hat-trick of losses.
Yeah, so basically Mumbai Indians has everything that a team should have. बैलेंस पूरा सही है, आपके पास एक अच्छा खासा लेंदी बैटिंग लाइनअप है, क्वालिटी बॉलिंग लाइनअप है, और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आपके कैप्टन का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड खराब है. तो ऐसे में जब मैं उनकी टीम देखता हूँ और पीछे मतलब पास्ट की टीम देखता हूँ, तो मैं अगर कंपेयर करता हूँ ना, द ओनली डिफरेंस आई सी इज अ केरन पोलार्ड. It sounds funny, it
Definitely.
sounds weird, but the only
Yeah.
difference I see is Kieran Pollard. And to be very honest, वो कैप्टन भी नहीं था, लेकिन जब सिचुएशंस कॉम्प्लेक्स होते थे, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होते थे, यू नीडेड अ गाय टू स्टेप अप, चाहे वो फील्ड में हो, चाहे वो बॉलिंग करते हो, चाहे वो बैटिंग करते हो, Pollard used to step up and deliver. And at this point, Pandya is not doing just enough as a captain. कैप्टनसी की बात नहीं कर रहा, परफॉर्मेंस की बात कर रहा हूँ. एज अ कैप्टन you'll have to do more than what you did before you were captain in order to justify the fact that you're the captain, or either make sure that everyone around you is doing enough that you win games. क्योंकि रोहित शर्मा के टाइम पे ना, रोहित शर्मा was not doing anything extraordinary, but those around him were performing to a level कि तुम जीत रहे थे, and that is what is needed. और जहां तक उनके कल्चर की बात है, उनके मतलब इर्द गिर्द स्टोरीज बनेंगी, क्योंकि वो इतने सारे बड़े प्लेयर्स एक साथ एक टीम में लेके चल रहे हैं ना. आप 50 चीजें बोलोगे, 50 तरीके की स्टोरीज बनेंगी, बट टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, मुंबई इज नॉट आउट ऑफ द रेस जस्ट येट. यू कांट काउंट आउट अ टीम this packed this early in the tournament. They can bounce back at any time, and once they do, once they're on a roll, I don't think there's a team that can stop him. You can have your RCBs, PBKs, anyone. If Mumbai is on a roll, they'll be a force to reckon with, because that's a packed team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, spot on with that, Badal. I mean, I completely second with you. यही खासियत है मुंबई इंडियंस की. शुरुआत में तो थोड़ा ठीक ठाक नहीं होता है. They take a few games, 4-5 games to get their mojo, to get the right combination. And I think one of the big positives yesterday, जैसे कि आप बोल रहे थे about Karen Pollard. I mean, in Sherfin Rutherford, I mean, that knock yesterday, I mean, it was too late. It came off too late. But again, the equation, the required rate was damn high, and you don't expect one particular guy to do all the talk with the bat in such kind of hefty chases. So Sherfin Rutherford can be that guy who can fill the shoes of Karen Pollard. But what's surprising me about Mumbai Indians is the bowling lineup. I mean, when you look at the bowling, there's a Mitchell Satna. कल 3 लगातार छक्के फिल सॉल्ट ने मारा उसको. Then there's someone like Jasprit Bumrah. The batters are just seeing of Bumrah. Trent Bolt doesn't seems as lethal as he was. Shardul Thakur मार भी खा रहे, विकेट भी ले रहे. That's his trend. There is no room for Deepak Chahar in the squad. Hardik Pandya भी थोड़ा मार खा रहा है. So what is this? I think the bowling hasn't really quite clicked. Allah Ghaznfar as well, he flopped in the last few games.
मुझे थोड़ा सा हार्दिक पांड्या की मतलब कैप्टनसी में इसमें थोड़ा सा इशू लगता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ द बॉलर्स, हाउ ही यूजेस द बॉलर्स. लाइक एक मैच था जिसमें ही बोल्ड हिमसेल्फ as well as Jasprit Bumrah up top, and you had Shardul Thakur in your lineup. See, I understand you need to use Shardul Thakur in the middle over क्योंकि उसका slower bumper अच्छा है. He takes pace off nicely, but he's also a new ball bowler. So you don't really need to start yourself up top. मतलब अगर जरूरत नहीं है,
Hmm.
why start yourself up top?
Uh,
You do that job
Definitely.
when there's not enough new ball options in
Uh,
your team. इंडिया के लिए भी वो
True.
तभी नए बॉल
Hmm.
से बॉलिंग करता है जब नए बॉल के ऑप्शंस कम होते हैं या लिमिटेड होते हैं, बट
Uh,
एट अ पॉइंट वेयर यू हैव एनफ ऑप्शंस, अगर आपकी टीम में ट्रेंट बोल्ट है, दीपक चहर आप खिला रहे हो, शार्दुल खिला रहे
hmm.
हो, देन लेट देम डू दी
Hmm.
न्यू बॉल बॉलिंग एंड होल्ड योरसेल्फ बैक,
True.
क्योंकि यू
Hmm.
आर मोस्ट
Hmm.
लीथल व्हेन यू ट्राई टू हिट द बम्पर्स, चाहे वो
Hmm.
स्लोअर बॉल बाउंसर्स हो या नॉर्मल बाउंसर्स हो। जसप्रीत सॉरी हार्दिक पांड्या की मेजॉरिटी विकेट्स उन्हीं तरीके की डिलीवरीज में आते हैं, दैट इज
Hmm.
वन थिंग। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, वी कांट रियली कंप्लेन अबाउट द bowlers being hit, because
Hmm.
now the average score is 200. Like 200 is the base, you have to
Very
score
much
200
spot
to
on.
survive. And 250
Unless
is
it's
like
Ikana.
you have a chance to defend it.
Yeah.
Certain stadiums, yeah, certain
Yes, spot
stadiums, but
on.
majority mein
Yeah.
this is average.
Yeah, very much, Badal. I mean that has been the trend, and in the power play, mein, bhai, 100 ban rahe. I mean, what is this happening? I mean, all of a sudden, it seems like the bowlers they are just people are going
115.
merciless at them. To other team, the arch rivals of Mumbai Indians, that is Chennai Super Kings. I mean, after a hat trick of defeats, they finally found the win that they were looking for. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is yet to join. I mean, it's reported that he'll be joining in the KKR game. But अगर आया धोनी तो like किसके जगह आएगा? Like, what do you think, Badal?
Impact player आएगा,
Or
मतलब
will he come as
impact
an
player
impact
ही
player? Yeah.
आएगा। या इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर, ये इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का रूल ही धोनी को सरवाइव कराने के लिए बनाया गया था। दैट्स द फीलिंग ऑफ इट। ऐसा नहीं कह रहा मैं कि इसकी वजह से ही बनाया गया था, बट दैट वाज द फीलिंग व्हेन दिस रूल केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस कि आपको धोनी को अराउंड रखना है, यू वांट टू मेंटेन द व्यूअरशिप। एंड टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, चेन्नई की जो फैन फॉलोइंग है ना, जो एक्सट्रीम फैन फॉलोइंग है, that's Mahendra Singh Dhoni's existence. Once he is gone, I don't really know how many of those supporters will stick around. The core will be there, but how many overall will stick around, I'm not really sure. Chennai's problem is, I'll say, they have it all, but they're not just over the fact that Dhoni nahi hai. And to be very honest, when Dhoni is completely out of the team picture, that is when their true test will come. The best thing that they've done is they've brought in Samson. टू बी वेरी
Yeah,
ऑनेस्ट, कैप्टनसी
definitely.
ऑप्शन है एक तो ऋतुराज के बैकअप
Hmm.
में, क्योंकि ऋतुराज
Hmm.
गायकवाड़ की पिछले 2 सीजन की परफॉर्मेंसेस इतनी कोई खास रही नहीं है, सो आई डोंट रियली नो हाउ लॉन्ग they'll stick
नहीं.
with him as the
Hmm.
captain when you have Samson, and the fact that Ayush
Hmm.
Matre can do much better as an opener than
Hmm.
Rituraj Gaikwad in terms of strike rate. That is what T20 cricket
बिल्कुल.
demands. देखो,
हाँ.
जीटी के पास भी 2 टॉप ओपनर्स हैं in Sai Sudarshan and Josh in Shubman Gill.
Shubman Gill, yeah.
The only problem, they are extremely consistent. The only problem is
Hmm.
मॉडर्न डे स्ट्राइक रेट में आपको 6 ओवर में
Hmm.
60-70 नहीं बनाने, यू हैव टू ट्राई टू गो टू
वही.
90-100 इफ पॉसिबल।
बिल्कुल,
सो
बिल्कुल.
इफ अगर उस सेंस में देखो तो चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स
Hmm.
माइट थिंक ऑफ हैविंग आयुष मात्रे एंड सैमसन एंड देन ब्रेविस एट 3, that is what makes you that is what makes your top order more lethal in my opinion. So that is one thing I'll be looking
Completely
out for.
agree.
Apart from that, they have a very good team, but overseas contingent is very light, extremely light. So the next time they enter into the auction, I think they'll have to be a bit more smarter about the manner in which they spend their money. Because प्रशांत वीर आपने खरीदा, दूसरा
Hmm.
कौन था जो
Hmm.
14 करोड़ से, कार्तिक शर्मा
कार्तिक
ना?
शर्मा. Hmm.
Yeah. So 28
जयपुर का,
crores
राजस्थान
on
का.
them. That's too
Hmm.
big a amount wasted. It's not like
Hmm.
they're not talented. They're extremely talented
They
youngsters.
are.
But 28 crore में you could buy 6 quality overseas players who could improve your team. क्योंकि at this point जब धोनी वापस आ जाएगा, I'm not really sure कि कार्तिक शर्मा और प्रशांत वीर दोनों खेल पाएंगे. You'll have to bench one 14
लास्ट
crore
गेम में
player.
नहीं खेल रहे. Yeah, yeah,
हाँ, लास्ट गेम में भी
definitely.
दोनों इन्वॉल्व नहीं हुए.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
28 crores बेंच पे नहीं बिठा सकते हो. You can't spend that big amount and have them on the bench. केकेआर की हालत देख
True.
लो, 25 crores कैमरन ग्रीन पे स्पेंड करे, and once he was not bowling for a couple of games, people went bonkers.
Yeah,
So you
definitely,
can't.
and I mean, yeah, कैमरन ग्रीन की अगर बात करें, and even when he's not in form, for example, he's not in form. अगर आप bench पे देखो तो there's Tim Sefford, there's Rachin Ravindra, there was Robman Powell who was warming the bench. I mean, they're all Rachin Ravindra is just it's a generational talent from New Zealand. I mean, the guy who can be the next fill the shoes of Kane Williamson, और वो bench पे वो bowling भी दे सकता है,
And Rachin
and that is
Ravindra
just
is the.
surprising.
Believe me, in a few years' time, we'll be talking about how letting go of Rachin Ravindra was a mistake by Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah,
He's just,
definitely.
he's just, uh, yeah, he's just, you say He hasn't had enough opportunities. That is what I feel. Once a team
Hmm.
gives him a free hand, lets him open for 4, 5 odd games in a row, I think he can do a hell lot more than Kane Williamson has done in the IPL. Yeah, I love Kane Williamson. He's won an orange cap for one of my
Minus
favorite
orange.
teams. He has done wonders for them. But Rachin Ravindra has a better, you can say, better T20 game, in my opinion. And
Hmm.
yes, the bowling factor is there. You can chip in with couple of overs when the tracks are dry and slow and turning. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's an added advantage. Or wait, Chennai ki again, that 28 crore is all the game changing thing. And if there are high chances that one of them will not be retained, you can write it off
Hmm.
today. One of them won't be retained, irrespective of how they perform.
Yeah, no, I cannot completely deny your fact. I mean, क्योंकि इतने करोड़ वो लोग दे रहे, though they are talented players and they have proven themselves in the domestic circuit as well. But again, they haven't proven them in the IPL. I mean, IPL is a different ball game altogether, and I mean that is one thing that CSK needs to take care that, like you rightly pointed out. Also, coming to Sunrisers Hyderabad, you spoke about your favorite, one of the favorite teams. Are they missing Pat Cummins, man? I mean, there's no Pat Cummins, and the bowling seems just toothless. The scoring runs,
Uh,
Travis Head, Henry Klassen, अभिषेक शर्मा, ईशान किशन, अनिकेत वर्मा, बट पोलिंग में यार जयदेव उनतकत वगैरह से नहीं हो रहा यार अभी.
to be very honest, the team composition is
हर्षल
an
पटेल है
absolute
तो
shit.
बस.
The team composition is an absolute shit. That's the reality. आप कितना ही stacked batting lineup रख लो, if you don't have a quality bowling lineup to back it up, I don't know what you're doing. And Sunrise Hyderabad की decision making हमेशा questionable रही है. See, I understand Henrik Klassen is a quality player, and at the time you retained him, he was the world number one. Kind of like he was the world number one middle order batter in T20 cricket. But 23 crore, 23 crores. Are you seriously saying me that you could not negotiate a better contract with Henrik Klassen? And you convinced Travis Head to be retained at 12 crores, but you had to give Henrik Klassen 23 crores. So those extra 4 5 crores that you gave away, na, that could have given you a better bowling option, and then you let go of Mohammad Shami. Like, is this a joke?
हाँ, that
What
was
are you trying
shocking.
to say?
I mean, yeah,
You don't have a bowling lineup, and the most experienced guy, you let him go on the back of one season.
I mean
You
one
can't
season
just
and वो भी injured था वो बीच-बीच में.
हाँ, तो एक सीजन के बेसिस पे तुम वेटरन बॉलर्स को जज नहीं कर सकते. अगर तुम्हें इस बेसिस पे जज
Exactly.
करना है ना, तो पैट कमिंस ने बहुत मार खाई थी पिछले सीजन, तो छोड़ देते.
वही
And
बात है.
once, even when Pat Cummins is back, I don't really think Sunrisers will still have the bowling lineup that can help them go the distance. आप कितनी ही खतरनाक बैटिंग कर लो, आप 250 भी लगा लो, there will be a team that will chase down 250 as well. And there are teams in this IPL that can chase down 250. And once the top order is gone, like once Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head is gone, उसके बाद वो फायर पावर उस तरीके से नहीं आती. पिछले मैच में नहीं आई. हेनरिक क्लासन वाज स्ट्रगलिंग इन द मिडल, एंड ईशान किशन इज नॉट गोइंग ऑल आउट अटैक फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. दैट इज सिंपली बिकॉज आपने स्टार्टिंग के कुछ मैचेस में ही अपने आप को इस सिचुएशन में पाया जहां आपके 4 5 विकेट चले गए, एंड देन यू हैव टू बिल्ड अप. दो कॉन्जिक्यूटिव मैचेस में
That
ये
is
हुआ
true.
था कि नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी और क्लासन को बिल्ड अप करना पड़ा था. एंड वंस दैट हैपेंस, द
बिल्कुल.
बैटर्स हैव इट इन द बैक ऑफ देयर माइंड दैट दे कांट गो ऑल आउट अटैक, इवन दो द टीम like the team composition, or you can say the system that they play with, is all out attack. And फिर भी subconsciously अगर आपके दिमाग में है कि you'll have to slow down because you've lost wickets, they will do it, and they are doing it. Or मतलब, let's be honest,
And
like I'm frustrated with how Hyderabad has been managed in recent years. It started the day you pushed David Warner out, the manner in which you pushed him out, and then you did not retain Rashid Khan. You let go of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Like every player that I loved in that franchise was literally kicked out, despite the fact that they gave you 6 7 years, won you a fucking title. Even then, you kicked them out.
yeah, it's a frustration boiling from a
Yeah.
SRH fan, and that can be seen vividly away from Badal. And like, it's fair enough, Badal. I mean, the way I mean, summing it up, I think it really completely makes sense. And the thing is that impact player का भी वो लोग उतना अच्छा इस्तेमाल नहीं कर पाए. Even last season में देखो शाहबाज आमिद को कभी कभार लेके आए थे. उनके पास हर्ष दुबे, I mean, इस बार भी है, but he's a good talent. But again, you need someone who can, someone like अनिकेत वर्मा जो रोल है ना, वो एक impact player का रोल है. यू कैन हैव हिम एज एन
Exactly.
इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर, और अगर उसको खिला रहे हो तो उसके जैसा प्लेयर एक इम्पैक्ट में चाहिए तुम्हें. अब्दुल समद वगैरह, आई मीन ही इज इन एलएसजी, ठीक है, बट इससे पहले था, तो यू नीड समवन लाइक दैट इन एसआरएच कि वो लीवे आए, इम्पैक्ट करके कुछ तो बेनिफिट हो टीम को, बट हो ही नहीं रहा उनके साथ.
To be very honest, Aniket Verma should still be an
हाँ.
impact player. He should be an impact
That is
player.
the thing.
कि जब जरूरत पड़े तब उतारो. He is not meant to be in your starting 11 because आप उसकी वजह से ना अपने बैटिंग ऑर्डर को टिंकर कर रहे हो बार बार.
वही.
Just because you think he is good enough in certain situations, तुम उसे आगे भेज देते हो. Like एक मैच में तुम नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी को 4 नंबर में भेज रहे हो, एक में तुम उसको 8 नंबर में
हाँ,
भेज रहे हो.
that I don't understand. मुझे लगता है रोल
He
क्लैरिटी का
has
भी
a
कुछ
test
इश्यू तो
100
है.
to his name. Like he has a test 100 to
Exactly.
his name. Put some respect on his name and let him have
And
a
that too at
fixed batting
MCG.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like मतलब क्या सोच के डिसीजंस ले रहे हैं, कौन ले रहा है ये डिसीजंस, मतलब ये एक्स
Yeah, very
क्रिकेटर्स जो
strange.
अभी कोच है वो ले रहे हैं या कोई और बैकग्राउंड से डिसीजन ले रहा है कि ये कर लो भाई. और जहां तक वो बात है ना रिस्पेक्ट करने की अपने पास्ट प्लेयर्स को, लाइक केरन पोलार्ड could have still played in the IPL, but Mumbai decided that we should not let him play for any other franchise, so they gave him a contract to be a coach. ठीक है, तुम बाकी बाहर हमारे लीग हमारे टीम्स के लिए खेलो, बट एमआई मतलब आईपीएल में यू वोंट प्ले फॉर एनीवन एल्स, यू विल सिट ऑन आवर डगआउट विद रिस्पेक्ट. Andre Russell could have continued playing for any other franchise, but KKR decided let's respect our legend and let him be around with us. So examples हैं कि you can respect your former players for the service that they have given to you. So SRH को भी कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए था. You should have at least 1 or 2 from your past teams continuing in the team or in the coaching setup, but नहीं है. यहाँ केन विलियमसन जो आपका फॉर्मर प्लेयर है वो किसी और के डगआउट में बैठा हुआ है, and you don't have a single former player in your dugout.
Except Muthay Muralidharan, who played in ages. I mean, no offense. I mean, Muthay Muralidharan is a goat, but again, I mean, with respect to the situation, the POV that you were talking about makes sense. And finally, I mean, before we wrap this session, Badal, two questions. The question मैं तुमसे पूछना चाहता हूँ. One is which Indian cricketer, an uncapped cricketer, that really impressed you a lot? I mean, Vaibhav Suryavanshi is the common name. I don't want to hear that. And a wild prediction that you would like to make about this IPL. दो चीजें.
See, firstly, the player I'm impressed most is मुकुल चौधरी, obviously. Like टॉप ऑर्डर तो देखते रहते हैं यार, टॉप ऑर्डर तो पता नहीं कितने देखे हमने. हर आईपीएल में एक दो यंगस्टर आ जाते हैं टॉप ऑर्डर में, हंगामा मचा देते हैं. बट मुकुल चौधरी ने जिस तरीके से उस दिन गेम फिनिश किया, आई डोंट रियली रिमेम्बर द लास्ट टाइम आई सॉ अ यंगस्टर हु इज जस्ट 21 डू दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. और जहां
And
तक
a wild
वाइल्ड
prediction, Badal, that you'd like to
प्रेडिक्शन,
make. Yeah.
the wild prediction I would like to make is I think we could see the same final we saw last year.
Okay, that is PBKs versus
I
RCB.
think RCB and PBKs could be in the final, but this time around RCB might lose the final. That's
Alright, this
that's
can
my
happen.
wild prediction. I'm like I like have this feeling, very strong feeling that says कि Iyer will go into the final and he will dominate that final. That's the voice. और उसके अलावा अगर मैं देखूं उस पूरी मतलब पूरी आईपीएल की सारी टीम्स को देखूं, मैं अभी तक आई एम ओनली कन्विंस्ड बाय आरसीबी बीइंग द ट्रू वर्दी ओपोनेंट ऑफ पीबीकेएस. मतलब अगर कोई फाइनल जाकर हारना पीबीकेएस से डिजर्व करता है ना, इवन दो इट साउंड्स अ वियर्ड थिंग, बट अगर कोई उस फाइनल में पहुंच के वहां पीबीकेएस से हारना डिजर्व करता है तो वो आरसीबी है.
All right, RCB fans, I hope you're listening to this. All right, thank you so much, Badal. It's always pleasure to have you out here and speak cricket, speak sports in general. I'm not a big fan of other sports as well. I do watch, but not as a die-hard Madrid fan or a football fan as you are. Yeah.
Don't worry. Once the FIFA World Cup starts, I'll make sure to have you on
that
my
is
channel talking football.
अरे बिल्कुल, वो तो मैं देखूंगा, हर टाइम देखता हूँ. And all right, so thank you so much, and each and everyone, make sure to follow Badal's page as well, Sports Spectator, YouTube and Instagram. He's doing a very good job. He's putting out all his POVs and some insights all around sports. And make sure to follow here as well. Cricket Reborn will try to help you capture some insightful moments, data, and storytelling all around cricket, all around your favorite game. Thank you so much for tuning in.